What a headshot! What a head!
How's it, guys? This is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. And on this video, I'll be taking you through my transfer plan for the upcoming Game Week 11. So even though Game Week 10 hasn't concluded, I'll be going over a quick recap as there's only one game left tonight. So a pretty good recap of the game week can be had. So I'll be showcasing whether we got a green arrow or a red arrow, a good or bad game week, before jumping onto all that goodness for Game Week 11. So as always, the transfer plan will be discussed. We only have one free transfer, but a little bit of money in the bank. So an upgrade can be made if you want to go there. So let's see how my team selection currently looks, as well as the planned moves I might make. If that's something that you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So going on to the recap of how Game Week 10 is currently going, as mentioned, we still have one fixture coming up tonight, and I have two players. So as you guys can see, Flecken and Mbumo, I'm hoping for a big Brentford performance, but really doubt that Flecken actually keeps a clean sheet. If you guys know, that Fulham team has been kind of in great attacking form, some saves could be had here, but really hope there could be a chance of a clean sheet. Then with Mbumo, great scoring form, just a great asset at his price point, but his ownership is pretty high amongst my ranks. Speaking about kind of those ranks, I've risen in rank, a nice little green arrow to the 400k mark, and that was about a 50% rank rise. So thanks to those 59 points currently, a great game week at the moment. Comment down below how many points you guys got and what's the overall rank looking like. Generally pretty pleased if I do end up around the 400k mark. I just hope the green arrows keep on flowing. Now with a look to the future, you guys can see one free transfer and 1.1 in the bank. I used all three free transfers in Game Week 10. I'll discuss what those moves were, but they generally were around bringing in Mo Salah for Erling Haaland, a move that actually paid off so far. Now hopefully no bench options will be needed, as you guys can see Fabianski and Gabriel both getting 2 points. I do expect Flecken and Mbumo to play though. Otherwise, Greaves continues to be injured and Xiaomi continues to be benched, so the bench is looking a little bit thin at the moment. Now the big news about Gabriel was the fact that he started against Newcastle, but lost 1-0 in that fixture. At least he is back from that injury though, and therefore we have some bench coverage. The Arsenal fixtures at the moment are a little bit hit or miss. Now one of the first 3 transfers we made was to take out Van der Ven with that hamstring injury, and I went for the popular Aït-Nouri. Now I actually watched this Wolves fixture, was super impressed by Aït-Nouri. His position was super forward, just couldn't get any attacking returns though. Then in classic Wolves fashion, they score but they concede, and therefore Aït-Nouri conceded to give him the 1-pointer. At least he escaped the yellow card suspension though. So he has a great fixture coming up in the future, and therefore I didn't want him to get yellow carded, as he's one of suspension. So yes, I should have actually played Gabriel over Aït-Nouri, didn't even have to do this transfer, but I was worried if Gabriel missed out through injury. Then the next 2 options, we spoke about Man City finally keeping a clean sheet. Well, it was back to their old ways, conceding 2 to Bournemouth, losing 2-1. Now Guardiola continues to kind of save us in terms of our defense, racking up a goal. I think this might be 6 goals as of now. So 7 points, you guys are always going to take that, basically a clean sheet plus a bonus, but Rico Lewis was actually benched in this fixture and came on in the second half. Now I didn't watch this Man City game, but apparently Kyle Walker didn't have a great game. So a positive way to look at it is that Man City did concede and Rico Lewis probably got his rest. Should be okay for the upcoming games, but there might still be some rotation, but I guess that's always true with Man City assets. Now the biggest change in our team was a structural change to facilitate Mo Salah. We brought him in for Erling Haaland and captained him. Now the player that we took out was going to be Rodgers, so unfortunately he scored, ended on 9 points, the same as Mo Salah, but we captained him. I'll talk about who we brought in the forward department to make this move even better, but pretty happy with Mo Salah's performance. I would have captained Erling Haaland if I did keep hold of him, so that blank was even sweeter, and just feels good as a Liverpool fan to have Mo Salah back in my team. Overall, I won't lie, after the first half I was pretty nervous. Brighton were definitely the better team, but if you guys haven't seen Mo Salah's goal, go and check it out. It's an absolute Salah classic. Also racked up a few bonus points, which you love to see, and overall this transfer was a success. Unfortunately, our other premiums didn't exactly live up to the hype. We have Cole Palmer with the 3-pointer, no, not a clean sheet point, actually a bonus point. So in their fixture last night against United, he racked up a few big chances created, enough to actually get a bonus point. So I just wish he got an attacking return, because he would have definitely got 2 or 3 bonus points, but it wasn't his day and it was 1-1. The same could be said about Saka and Arsenal as a whole, losing to Newcastle 1-0, a little bit unpredictable. He was pretty creative, but the rest of the team struggled a bit. So I guess a little bit disappointing when premiums like a Heung-min Son end up doing well, and also Bruno Fernandes, who has a great fixture run now. So it just seems like you guys have to rotate your premiums at the right time, and even though Arsenal have some tougher fixtures, is it worth taking him out and bringing him back in 3 game weeks time? Then our final asset, Kulusevski in the midfield department, was a little bit nervous when Johnson scored, but at least Kulusevski got an assist. Slightly disappointed when they did score 4 goals and Kulu only got 1 attacking return, but he continues to tick along nicely for our team. You guys know what's up next, Ipswich at home, that's a great fixture. Just hope Kulusevski keeps his spot and continues to do well. So let's see what Mbeumo does, but it doesn't look great with the rest of our team blanking. Mo Salah the only big scorer. Now up front, the player I replaced Erling Haaland with was going to be Cunha, and he outperformed the Norwegian by 4 points. It's only 1 assist unfortunately, but this could have been so much more. Had a great overall game and I enjoyed watching him play football. So pretty excited about the future, even game week 11, it's Southampton at home. Fingers crossed he can go big in that one. Now speaking about kind of going big, finally Dom Solanke gets a massive score, 16 total points. So 2 goals plus the assist for the James Maddison free kick. He was getting a ton of hate last week, but he repaid us owners. So it does put the question in your mind of should you guys be captaining him next game week, but I might go for a more consistent option as Dom Solanke hasn't been great this season. But still 16 points, that's a very nice present, and his ownership is actually pretty low amongst my ranks. So let's see what tonight has in store for us. I won't lie, a Flecken clean sheet would be so nice, just don't think we're going to be getting it. I do believe though the green arrow is pretty secured, it might go down a little bit if popular assets do end up scoring, but we are in a pretty good place in that top 500k mark. Let me know how your overall rank is looking, how many points you guys scored in game week 10, and which players do you guys have playing tonight. Now the next talking point, as always, is going to be a quick review of how the current team is looking with no transfers made. I want to give you guys the context before I go over my transfer plan. Now you guys can go along and kind of see which moves that you guys would make if this was your team, around 1 million in the bank and 1 free transfer. Now once again, tons of midweek football coming up. We've got the Champions League, the Europa League and the Conference League, and some big matchups in those European competitions. So just make sure that you guys do kind of analyze those fixtures, make sure the players you have and bring in aren't going to be injured, but I'll keep you guys updated on my team selection later in the week. So let's start off on the bench, and once again I'll be benching Gabriel against Chelsea away, the main reason I own Cole Palmer. So I'm going to play the odds here, hope that Cole Palmer scores and Arsenal lose the clean sheet, and I do prefer my other defensive options. Now big surprise is going to be Flecken on the bench, might not be a surprise, but Fabianski has Everton at home. Just kind of think that's a better fixture on paper, Bournemouth have been attacking well, but I don't know if I can trust that West Ham defense too much. Probably a simple reason of more kind of clean sheet odds for West Ham versus Brentford, so let's see if he actually starts this one. Then our back line, Wolves have that plump fixture, Southampton at home. Pretty happy to own Aït-Nouri in this one. Once again he won't be suspended as he avoided a yellow card, and having this attacking of a defender always feels so good. Guardiola also pretty attacking if I do keep hold of him, he has Brighton away, but not super confident of a clean sheet in this one. As mentioned with Rico Lewis might have had his rest, let's see what happens in the Champions League, but these two hopefully should both start. Then our midfield department currently captaining Mo Salah against Aston Villa at home. They did park the bus against Spurs, so a little bit worried about kind of Salah's ceiling. That's why maybe an asset like a Dom Solanke against Ipswich, who can't keep a clean sheet, I expect Aston Villa to be a bit more resilient. But still at the moment I have the Kamsi armband on Mo Salah, but this could be the week that you Haaland holders come out on top. Then Palmer and Saka both play each other, fingers crossed there's tons of goals in this one. Don't you know how to call it though? I am okay with this fixture for Chelsea though, as it is at home, and Palmer always generally plays well, but sometimes not against the big teams. I have contemplated maybe doing a switcheroo, going for a Bruno Fernandes or a Heung-min Son this week, so keep you guys eyes on that one. Then Mbeumo has Bournemouth, they have been defending well but are still back Brentford. This game should be probably quite an open one, so Brentford should get a couple chances. Then finally Kulusevski, Ipswich at home, this is a great fixture. I'm a little bit worried though about that midfield rotation. I honestly think that Kulusevski is one of the best midfielders at the moment for them, but who knows what Ange will do against a slightly easier opposition. Might be more attacking, drop Kulusevski, put in Maddison, can't really read this at the moment. But still, if there's a chance that Kulusevski starts, this is a great game, so definitely I'll keep hold of him. Then finally up front we've got Cunha against Southampton at home, great fixture. Really do back Wolves to do well in this one. No complaints about his Game Week 10 performance, pretty happy that I went with him, but let's see what Raul Jimenez does tonight. Then the final option, Dom Solanke, probably our vice captain for this upcoming game week. Let me know if you guys are going for a Spurs player as your captain. Probably think Dom Solanke might be more popular than a Heung-min Son. I might be tempted closer to the deadline though. But this front line probably has two of the best fixtures in the Prem at the moment. If I added a Højlund, would have had that Leicester at home fixture. That would be quite the front line, but pretty happy with Cunha and Solanke. Fingers crossed, tons of points come from both of them. So this team on paper actually looks pretty solid. We have some great fixtures. Unfortunately, only the premiums Palmer and Saka playing each other. As mentioned, can't really tell how that game is going to go. They just hope there's lots of goals, as the other premiums like a Bruno and a Son have great fixtures. If you guys can recommend a transfer that you guys would do, comment it down below, but let's go on to what I'm thinking. So at the current moment, the team looks pretty solid. We have some bench coverage with a Gabriel if needed, but the starting 11 looks absolutely stacked. There's however one transfer that I could make that gives me a bit more value, and that's taking Guardiola out. Now yes, taking out a player that scores so many goals as a defender might be crazy, but he has come in quite expensive and the Man City fixtures defensively aren't great. So Brighton, Spurs, Liverpool back-to-back isn't the best, and with the way they're defending at the moment, can't really see too many clean sheets. So that's why I might be taking a punt on a player with 3 great fixtures, and that's going to be the lot from United. Now you can go for Mazraoui, but I do prefer the lot. Both are quite attacking, but the lot might just edge it, but he does come in more expensive. So what 5.1 million gets you is Leicester, Ipswich, Everton back-to-back, 3 great fixtures. My only concern is he's probably a transfer out in 3 game weeks time. So Arsenal and Man City both away from home on great defensive games, probably 2 of the worst in the Prem at the moment. So is this worth actually taking a punt maybe for 3 weeks? I guess I could bench it a lot in those game weeks, but those next 3 might be too hard to ignore. Another added bonus is if I do go for Dalot, I have the exact money for Bruno Fernandes in for Kulusevski next week, but the exact funds mean this move might not be viable. I do expect Bruno to probably rise before game week 11, but let's see what happens. I do consider this move though to be quite a luxury. I mean, they could keep a clean sheet against Brighton, and Guardiola always does well from an attacking point of view, but feel like taking a punt on a United asset. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is the only move I can see at the current moment, besides maybe a Saka to a Bruno or a Son. I have to kind of analyze if that's worth it with 2 free transfers, taking Saka out and bringing him back in. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, as well as what's your transfer plan, and let me know how Game Week 10 is currently going. This is basically a wrap video guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like, video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Tons of content still to come up, the ultimate guide and the team selection. Otherwise watch out for that midweek football. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.